Hello friends, welcome back to the vlog. What you guys are gonna see is not a ton of visual stuff. Like, I got stuff that we did on camera, which was great and fun. However, a lot of stuff this week happened mentally that I'm gonna be talking about, and this week was really just like the dawn of a new gen. So strap in because that's all very exciting. But jumping into what actually happened physically this week. So starting off on Sunday, we went to an art museum up in OKC after church, and my mom really wanted to see this exhibit called like the Chihuly exhibit, where like all this different really beautiful, whimsical, like fun looking glass was there. I had never heard of that, but I think we actually do have stuff like that back home at our Chrysler Museum, because some of the things, they looked a little bit familiar, so I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is the same guy who did all these different ones. Apparently he's like the godfather of glass blowing, and it was really beautiful. And of course there were other things there too. It was a very nice museum, but that was the main thing that I captured because that was the main reason why we went, and it was worth the trip. And then later on that week we went back to church because we were starting to get set up for Vacation Bible School. And so we were decorating and putting things up and getting the curriculum all together and testing out the sound. So it wasn't until the following week, but we were setting it up that week. And so my job was, so apparently I've never been to Vacation Bible School as a child. The church I grew up in, we didn't do that. We just had like a big summer retreat that we would do for the kids, where we would go to like a summer camp or something for like a week. And that was what we did. And I mean, we had, you know, Christian talks and things like that, but it was never called Vacation Bible School. So I had heard of that, but I had never actually attended that as a kid. First time I went to Vacation Bible School was as an adult, where I was teaching it. And so what my job was, I was the person who was taking out these like little paper flowers, because apparently like different churches, they'll like use each other's Vacation Bible School curriculum, and you can just kind of share and swap and whatnot. And so we didn't have to buy this whole big setup and everything. We just borrowed it from another church. And so my job was to take out these little paper flowers and fluff them and make them nice and pretty again, so they could be decorating all over the building and whatnot. And also my mom and I, we got our curriculum for the things that we were going to be teaching. We only had 2 days that we were actually going to be teaching kids stuff. And then the last day, it was just a 3-day Vacation Bible School. And then the last day, it was just like a pool party. So you guys will see that next week. I forgot to mention this in the first vlog. My mom, she's part of the Lions Club. And so we have one of those meetings. We do that every Thursday. And her week to like bring a guest, because apparently you're supposed to like bring a guest every week. Someone, like one member has like a guest that they're supposed to bring, or something they're supposed to talk about each week. And so hers is coming up, and so she's trying to figure out what she's going to do and who she's going to have speak. And I told her, I was like, you know, push comes to shove, you can have me speak, and I'll get up there and I'll say something, you know. If they're allowed to say something that's religious, then I'll just get up there and I'll give the plan of salvation. But if it has to be something, you know, secular, then I'm just like, all I know is King James Bible and breathing. Later on that week, after that, I got a massage. And thankfully, it was just so happened to be perfectly timed. I got the massage on a Friday, and we had scheduled it like last Saturday. And so I didn't realize that I was going to be really needing it, but I woke up that Friday and my back was just so sore. It was so tight. It was in so much pain. Like I couldn't do anything. Like I just felt awful. And I think also that night, because I think it had to do with how I was sleeping. And so not only was I wasn't sleeping that well, and then I woke up and I was tense, but also I think in the middle of the night, I picked up MJ, and I just like hurt my sciatic nerve, and so that was inflamed, and so it was just, my back was just completely tore up. So thankfully I had a massage scheduled that day, and I went, and it was great, but she's not a miracle worker, and so I left and I was still pretty tense and still not feeling great, even though she did everything that she could, and it was lovely. And if it wasn't $90, I'd probably go back. But, and this is really the crux, this is what really that kind of changed me overnight, was that we went home and my mom, she was like, you know, you should do Pilates, because Pilates, I do that and it helps me and I feel more flexible and I feel good, and it's, you know, it's not too crazy, it's not too demanding, you just do it for like 15 minutes and you already feel like an improvement. And she and I had talked about this before, and we had done this before. But that day, stuff that I knew I could do, I wasn't able to do. And so it's like, okay, now it's not just that I'm not progressing in my flexibility or in my, physical ability. It's that I'm regressing. And you don't need to be regressing in your flexibility and strength when you have a baby, okay? Because they need you. They need you to keep up with them and be able to rough and tumble with them. And so I'm like, man, like there were certain stretches and positions that I know I can do. And I couldn't do because my back was so tense and I was in so much pain. And like, I couldn't even get into the planking position. Like we had to do a plank and I couldn't even get down there. Like I couldn't hold myself up for even a second. And I was like, this is no good. This is no good. This is not gonna fly. I can't take this. Something's gotta change. And so I think it was that night, or maybe it was Saturday night, the next day, where I was on YouTube and I discovered this video. This just came up on my timeline, my page, and it was a video talking about skinny talk. And I feel like I might have heard of that before. I don't use TikTok. And if you follow me on TikTok, you'd be like, well, yeah, you do. But I really don't because I don't post that often. And what I mean by I don't get on TikTok is that I don't watch TikToks. Like I get up there, record my stuff, post it, and then I get off. Okay, I very rarely, almost never actually just sit and watch TikToks. I've started now, but I used to like never do that. So I was on YouTube and I saw this video about skinny talk, and so I watched it because I thought it was going to be in promotion of it, like talking about like how cool or good it is. But it was a video like lambasting it and ridiculing it and the sayings that they have and the women that are, posters up there and saying how just ridiculous they are, and they're promoting the stuff that's unhealthy and whatnot. And I'm sorry, but it had the exact opposite effect on me. When I was watching that video, I had to like replay and go back and try to see the tags of the women that she was like showing their clips and laughing about how stupid they are. I was like, okay, what is her name? Let me go and try to find her. Like, and the stuff that they were saying that she was mocking, like there was this one that really stood out to me. It said that I don't treat myself with food. I'm not a dog. And I was like, ooh, wait. Did she just cry? And stuff like, I don't graze on food, I'm not a barn animal. And stuff like, what you eat in private shows in public. And just all these different little sayings. And I'm just like, man, that's what I want. Like, I want to get serious. Like, that's something that I've wanted for a long time, is to get toned and to get lean and to lose 30 pounds. And just for whatever reason, like, I just wasn't serious. Like, I would think about it. I would, if I got too heavy, then I would just like, do like a little drastic cut and I would lose that little bit of weight, like an extra pound or two, and I'd be okay. But it's just like people do what they want to do, and that's a saying I heard like almost a decade ago that I have just forever stuck with my mind. Like, people do what they want to do. People talk about all this money that they want to have, all this weight that they want to lose, the places they want to go. You do what you want to do because people are making it happen. People in worse situations than you are doing what you said you want to do. So if you wanted to, you do it. And I really believe that. I really, really believe that. And so I had to just sit and think to myself, I really don't want to lose 30 pounds. I've really just never been serious about it. I've just actually never been as dedicated and as disciplined as I think I am. And in other areas, I'm kind of disciplined. But that's the thing, is that do I want to be a person who's defined by being kind of disciplined? Or do I want to be a person who's defined as being serious and dedicated and having, consistency? And it's like, I want to be a consistent, serious person. And so, and you guys will see, because I'm actually recording this 2 weeks after the fact. And so things have been going well, but I'm not going to give any spoilers. And I started to take my weight loss journey seriously and to take my health seriously. And I have been walking a lot. I've been doing 10,000 steps a day. And I've been doing intermittent fasting. I also started that this week that you're seeing. And I joined like an online group for intermittent fasting for women. And things are going great. And I am so proud of myself. And I have so much more self-efficacy, believing that I can do the things that I set my mind to, because I'm actually starting this and I'm sticking to it and I'm seeing results. And it's just like, this is great. This is the kind of person that I want to be. And so that was what happened this week. So like I said, I don't have like footage of me, I have a little bit of footage of me walking like here right now. But yeah, and so we're on the dawn of a new era in the life of Jen, okay? And good things are on the horizon, and I am really excited. And you guys are gonna see upcoming, like, just how things are just like slowly metamorphosizing and changing, or metamorphing. I think that's the right word. And how just things are gonna, be looking up in that area. So I am really excited. That was the big thing that happened for me that week, is that I just decided, like, I'm gonna stop messing around and I'm gonna get after what I want, and I'm gonna be the person that I want to be. Okay? And people will say, like, oh, skinny tuck is toxic, and it's promoting, an unrealistic beauty standards, and poor eating habits, and a bad relationship with food. But I could not disagree with that more. Okay, I think that proper and real self-love, not this fake self-love that they try to sell you, is deciding to do something and sticking to your goals and being a person of your word, and doing what you say you're going to do. I think that if you really love yourself, you're going to do what's best for yourself. And just hanging on to a bunch of extra weight that is negatively impacting you is not self-love. And stretching and being more active is self-love. So, good things to come, friend. Good things to come. But thank you for watching this vlog. Be sure to leave a like, a comment, and share the video so that way other people can, hear the good news of Skinny Talk. And I'll be sure to talk to you guys again real soon.